Hey guys, this is Dylan from theCommandZone.com. Today we're going to be talking about the new generals that are going to be coming out in the new Commander decks. We play, John and Brandon, and myself included, all play in the SoCal League, and Season 6 is just around the corner.
Yep, 2 weeks.
It's going to be starting in about 2 weeks from the date of release of the new Commander decks, which is June 17th.
June 17th, the Commander decks are coming out. Make sure to go to your card shop and buy some boxes.
Oh yeah,
San Diego Games and Comics if you're here in San Diego. They're the best. So today we're going to be talking about one general specifically. It's going to be Animar, Soul of Element. This guy is a 1/1, pro-white, pro-black. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you can put a +1/+1 counter on him. And creature spells cost one colorless less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on this guy.
Right, and he's cheap. He's a 3 cast cost creature. Is 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 green. So it's pretty cheap.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the pros first. So pro, protection from white and black, right there. The first line says it all.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. Good for that, spot removal path and the Doomblade and the go for the throat, which you don't see a lot, but I don't think people run enough.
You'll see a path. You'll see a path.
Yeah, definitely in there. Swords, of course,
swords,
but Dooms and those other black spot moves generally not so much. But you do have protection from them.
There's a lot better black spells to play, but he's got pro white and black, 2 fairly relevant colors in EDH, and I mean by itself that's pretty good.
Absolutely, he's a 1/1. So we'll talk about that in a second. It's a con, in our opinion, but
not really. I mean, he starts out as a 1/1, true, but immediately now your deck that you produce with him is going to be full of creatures. Hopefully, at least 30. I would say at least 30 creatures. You're gonna have a lot of utility in your deck.
Yeah. Probably cheap to begin with to get out to power him out.
Yeah, turn 3 you can play him, and then turn 4 it'll be Solemn Simulacrum for 4, and then turn 5 it could be...
For 3, Solemn? Well, Solemn for 4,
Solemn for 4, and then turn 5 it could be Primeval Titan for 1 less.
Right.
And you can shoot him out there as soon as you can. Yeah.
You can get your Yavimaya Elders or your small little Jiragas if you want to play them out there and just start to really level them quickly.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you could really end up if you curve out well. You can really end up with a Tidespout Tyrant very quickly or a Vorinclex very, very quickly. So he is good for that in a sense. That's one of his pros. Another pro is he works very well with infinite combo. You can make him infinitely large very easily. Yeah. And you can basically make all of your creatures free to play. So he's good in that sense.
I mean, if you think about an Eldrazi in there, which is a bunch of 1/1 counters on Animar, I mean, it's just, I'll play my giant
Constantly for 4.
Free.
Right.
Yeah. Or for free,
Yeah, or for free, better. Yeah, exactly. I like drawing cards. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Some of the cons.
He does start out as a 1/1. I mean, that's a slight con.
It's like negligible, I think. Like for a 3, he does something cool, but you're right. He does start out as a 1/1. I think my biggest beef with him is the fact that there's red and blue, and he does something for creatures.
Right.
Now, when I think red and blue, I really don't think creatures.
That's true.
I think maybe Bogarden Hellkite, Tidespout Tyrant. Maybe a few guys that draw me cards in blue, Magus of the Future or something, or but nothing really like jaw dropping as far as blue goes.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be like returning Squee every turn. So.
I don't.
It's not very good.
But you get some fun interactions with green being in the mix because you can do a Tooth and Nail with Entwine for God forbid, a Kiki Jiki and a Pestermite. And just infinite out like that, that's one of the early benefits to have the green. And or Palancron, for instance, and you can get some infinite mana going that way.
That's true. Right. I mean, also, one of the other cons I believe is he's a creature-based deck, and I don't think creature-based decks are very competitive in the format. So we are playing EDH, and it's supposed to be casual, but I don't like losing, so I'm not going to lose. So I'm not going to play a creature-based deck, and I also won't play blue, so I have a tough time building good decks. But if you play a creature-based deck, you tend to just get destroyed by a Wrath effect. So I don't like having to start from scratch immediately after all my creatures are destroyed. So you really have to play a lot of really good creatures, a lot of utility stuff.
Yeah, this guy's kind of vulnerable in that sense because as you start to play creatures, someone usually has a Wrath within the 4th turn through maybe the 6th turn of the game, and then you have that kind of mid-gamey range where it seems like everyone's drawing their Wraths one after another, and then they keep, a threat hits, there's a Wrath, a threat hits, there's a Wrath, and sometimes we have those long drawn-out games, but that's why I think this guy also is another con. Once he dies, all those counters are gone.
Exactly,
and you got to start around, again from ground zero.
So. An interesting point, I think, is once you get him out there, the curve kind of looks a lot different than other decks where, you start low and you really have to ramp up high. Here, he kind of comes and he tops off because your creatures become that much less. You play the small ones early, or even some big ones. But those really big, like Jintaxis, or for instance,
or Vorinclex,
or
like two to play.
Right. It becomes that much easier to play them as you
play.
So
that actually moves me into another point. How much ramp are you going to play in this deck? Because if your curve actually does get lower, is it necessary to have the Cultivate, the Explosive Vegetation, the Kodama's Reach, everything like that? Are you going to run those? Do you really need them?
I think it's good because it thins your deck. Of course, as we all know, those ramp spells are so clutch and really key in green. Right. That's one of the real good strengths of it.
I mean, I think honestly, you're not even going to play red. I think red is just like your third color for
like a filler color,
reiterate or something like that.
Big burn spell,
right? Or an insurrection.
Wild Ricochet, Reverberate, maybe a Bogard Hellkite, because he's pretty great. And I really like Hellkite Charger because when I see blue-green, when I see green-red, I think, okay, I have a ton of mana, and I could kind of finagle a Borumbra in there, or a Sword of Feast and Famine, and I can just get an infinite amount of attacks.
Yes, true.
So that's
Sword of Feast and Famine, by the way, it's very, very good. You should play it. Everyone should play it in every deck, I think.
I think so. Untapping lands is pretty good.
Yeah, and having them discard just
is very good.
As far as synergies go, though, we came up with a few cards. I thought of one, Inexorable Tide. I thought it would work really, really well with this guy. Whenever you cast a creature, or Inexorable Tide reads, whenever you cast a spell, Proliferate, and it's a 2 blue, 3 enchantment. And it's usually overlooked, but I think it's going to be really fun with this guy if you choose to play it. You can play a creature and proliferate him, and then since you casted a creature, he gets a 1/1 counter, and you get to proliferate him. So that's really 2 counters every time you play a creature.
Yeah, I mean, you could go with the proliferate strategy in the deck. I don't know how viable the proliferate is with red in there.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just a cool idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a little bit
here
and there.
An added bonus from
a little bit here and there.
Another synergy I was thinking about, with him, not really a synergy, but something that he needs in order to be competitive, I think. I want to go back to one of our pros real fast, is Infinite Combo. He says to me, I need to win in 1 turn or I'm going to lose. So I play decks that win in 1 turn usually, as you guys know.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
But
it takes like 7.5 minutes.
It's a lot of math and stuff, Everyone knows I'm not a math major. But I think he just
like the Cloudstone Curio. I think you were mentioning earlier.
Right? Alluring Cloudstone Curio. I mean, he works very well with a card like Recycle, because you are playing a lot of creatures, and they do come out for very cheap. So Recycle says whenever you play a card, draw a card. So if you get to play your cards for 0 or for 1, he becomes extremely good.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I think with that said, you're going to want to play a lot more artifact creatures in your decks, like Solemn, and some other really good artifact creatures, Wormcoil Engine, and your Battlesphere.
Just make them free if possible.
Right, and they're all going to be free. So I think that's a really good way to run your deck. It's not really great with the colors, but you can get a few really good creature spells out that are free, which is obviously the best thing you want to do. So that's one thing to consider when building him.
So, I guess a small look at Animar before he hits shelves coming up pretty soon.
June 17th, And actually, we're here also to talk about the SoCal League a little bit. If you are looking to join a EDH league, if you're in
the Southern California area, and you want to join inside a league, we have a place up in Vista, Temecula. We have a place down here, and we're looking for more stores. It's usually, it's a little competitive, I have to admit, although there are some of us, like myself, who want it a little bit more casual, but we're working on that. And this is Season 6 only, and we're hoping to do this for years to come, so there's plenty of room for improvement. Commander being picked up by Wizards as an official format is
exciting.
Really, really big news, and it's very exciting. So this is only the start. So we want everyone to kind of start right away. So if you are in the San Diego area or live within the 2-hour region,
we're looking for more stores.
We're looking for more stores.
If
so
you're a store owner,
shoot us an email. Hit the site up. CommandZone.com. Please visit.
And TheCommandZone.com.
TheCommandZone.com.
Right. Animar is a great general to start with. He's not completely broken, but he's just a very solid guy.
He's fun. He's fun. I would definitely take a stab at it.
Yeah. So thank you very much. We'll put some more videos up.
Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.